Look who has came back after over 5 months of not uploading and without having said a single thing. I didn't deal with things the best way I could. I could have said anything said would have been better than not saying anything. But things turned out the way they turned out. And me not having uploaded for 5 months and then coming back and uploading again is one of the best things that I could have done. And the biggest benefit of this 5-month break of mine is mental clarity. And the benefit of mental clarity is absolutely, honestly invaluable. And to explain it exactly, I'll tell you what happened to me. Around August of last year, I started to get into copywriting. I wanted to become a copywriter again after having dabbled into it a little bit quite a while before that, but now I was taking it much more serious. I wanted to do it at the same time as I was making YouTube videos and making content. But the way I was making videos and the way I was approaching it all and the way I thought of it made it so that it became genuinely unenjoyable because I purely focused on the outcome. I didn't care as much about putting myself out there and being proud of the content I produce and the work that I do. I started to become absolutely hyper-focused on outcome, results, and trying to make money, basically. And if you watch the last video I did make, you'd notice that I wasn't in my usual setting, and it's because I was on holiday in Lithuania and I had plans to do work every day and make content and still keep up with my normal routine while I was there. But the video that I made, it wasn't my best and I wasn't feeling great recording it, as you could probably tell watching it. And so I decided to leave it and focus on learning more copywriting while I'm there. But then when I came back home here, I had zero desire to continue making content. The thing about it now, I probably had zero desire to make content even while I was still on holiday. But I decided to give up around that time, and then I purely focused on copywriting. And as I was focusing on it, an idea came back to mind. I thought, while I learned copywriting and started to outreach with clients and started to make money copywriting, I could still make videos and maybe document my journey and help in any way I can while I still do copywriting, because the thought of making videos again became enjoyable. The thought of it seemed more fun again. I wouldn't have cared about the outcome if I was doing something else to make money. And this thought resonated with me and I kept thinking about it, to the point where I kept thinking about copywriting and working with clients and doing my best to help them with their marketing or sales or whatever they may need help with. And I thought that I could just be putting in that exact same effort into growing my business, because I still care about that and I still like that. So came one day where I dropped copywriting. I didn't care to pursue it anymore because I had the intent of returning to making videos again. And that was quite a few weeks ago now. And I definitely delayed making this video because of, honestly, excuses and cope. Serious cope. But as stated in the intro, now I come back to it with absolute mental clarity. And now I feel the need to make videos, partly for my enjoyment and partly to have pride in the videos that I put out and not solely focus on numbers, engagement and money and whatever. And another benefit of this break was that without me having to stress about making videos that will reach a certain amount of views or engagement and then feel like I didn't do as well as I could have if it doesn't reach a certain number, without that stress, I've been taking care of other things in my life, whether it be my self-improvement or tidying my room or helping my parents or tidying the house or doing something I genuinely enjoy that isn't degenerate. In doing things like that, I gain power by tidying my life, which extends out to tidying my mental state. And then with the productive things that I've done, or the things that have been a bit difficult, getting up early, taking cold showers again, going for early morning walks, tiny stuff like that builds momentum. And you gain power when you overcome difficult things. And so I kept gaining power on top of mental clarity. And I keep having these, I'd say, quite grand thoughts of doing a lot of things in an attempt to make money. And not stressing over the thought of having to manage all of it. Not having stressful thoughts, but instead having thoughts of pride. Feeling like I'm doing good and living up to my potential by taking care of so many things all at once. Because I came to this really important realization that I certainly knew before, but certainly forgot. And it's that your results / accomplishments do not determine what kind of person you are. What determines what kind of person you are is the actions that you take, and not only one-off actions, daily actions that you do consistently, purposefully. And to make this example crystal clear, somebody could win the lottery or inherit an insane amount of money, and they could have so much money that they literally don't have to do a single thing for the next 5 to 10 years. And sure, that's good and all, but that person getting that handed to him does not change as a person, and no one will see them differently. Because that person could be asked, oh, how did you get the money? How do you have this lavish lifestyle? And they would say, oh, I inherited it, or I won the lottery, or whatever it is. And the person asking would say, oh, okay. There would be zero interest. Whereas the exact same scenario, but the person with a lot of money got it through serious hard work and discipline. Even people who don't care fundamentally know that person is hardworking. You would never meet a person who's a millionaire, a self-made millionaire to be exact, and not have a single thought. You judge people by how they present themselves. And so to bring it back to the main point, I could have continued making YouTube videos with this awful mindset about making them, and not exactly being proud of them, but making them to try to get money. And I could have started making some amount of money, but it wouldn't have felt good. It would have felt dreading, and probably it was mundane at that point. And because it was so dreading and mundane, and because it took up so much of my time, because I'm a one-man team still, I didn't back then, and I still would now, have so much time and energy for other things in my life. Because if I'd only be doing the one thing in my life, and it's to make money, I'd feel more like a slave than a self-employed entrepreneur who went against the system of going to uni and whatever, and actually made it. It wouldn't feel like that. It would feel like I'm an employed slave, having to put in so much time and energy into something that I don't truly care for. Put in enough time and attention, because that will make anything into reality.